Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah here with Furniture Flip by Sarah. And in today's video, I'm going to take you through a nightstand makeover. I've started working on them here. I'll just flip the camera around and show you guys. So here's the nightstands. I've just been kind of playing around with my design and my vision for them. So I just went ahead and sanded them. If you're new to flipping furniture or refinishing furniture and you're wondering how to sand, in my last couple videos I go into more depth on that. So I will link those below for you guys. But these are the nightstands, just your basic generic nightstands. In the before clips, I can probably insert those. These were the original handles, so I took those out, and I have some handles I'm thinking to use for these, so I'm going to see if they will fit in those holes. If not, I'll have to fill them. And then I want to cover up this trim here, just because this kind of like scaffold edge is super outdated. So I was thinking cutting some white pine to cover that up, and I think we'll go from there. Okay, so I have my nightstand here, and I just have a 1x4 of white pine, and I am just going to measure what I need, trace it on this side, just create a line, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut this with my saw. So if you're new to using a saw, or you're just wondering how I'm going about this, I am just going to line up my line here with the saw blade, just kind of testing it out, and that is right on there, so that's perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and set the camera down and just show you guys how to cut it. So once I have it lined up, I'm going to go ahead and press the button on my saw and just push down until the wood is cut. Okay, so now that I have my piece cut, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it is the right size. So I'm going to be using Gorilla wood glue. I'm just going to put a bunch on the back there and glue this in. To make sure this stays in place, I'm just going to go ahead and clamp it. So I will also make sure to link everything I'm using in the description box down below. So if you're wondering where anything is from, make sure you check that out. So now that I have trim piece here drying, I'm going to go ahead and check my hardware to see if I have anything that's going to work for these. So this is where I keep my extra hardware. I have these nice gold kind of like bar handles that I was thinking of using. And I also have a few black options. But let me know in the comments down below, would you go with black or gold? What do you prefer? So another tip I want to share with you guys when wood filling, make sure to tape the back of the original holes. That way when you're putting all the wood fill into it, it's not just coming through the back and you're left with an even finish. This is the nail gun I'm going to be using just to secure the trim to the nightstands. This one I just picked up on Amazon. I believe it was about $50 Canadian. I have a couple different size nails, and I am just going to hook this up to my air compressor, which I believe I got off of Home Depot or Lowe's. But again, I'll make sure I link everything in the description box. I made sure to also wood fill any of the little holes I made from nailing in the wood. So it's been about 24 hours since I last touched the nightstands. The wood fill is completely dry. I'm going to go ahead and sand it and see if it needs another coat. I'm going to be using just like a 400 grit, just something super smooth to get off on any of the excess. So now that everything is sanded down, I'm gonna go ahead and actually stain these pieces of white pine that I added. I think it's gonna give these nightstands a nice little detail, and then I'm gonna paint the rest of them. So to stain the white pine on the bottom trim there, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Varathane wood stain, and the color is Aged Wheat. Now my little trick and just how I kind of like to stain, I'm just going to put on a glove and use an old sock and just wipe on all the stain, and then after once I paint everything, I will go ahead and top coat it with a polyurethane. Now I am just wiping off the excess stain with the back of the sock, just making sure it went on evenly and it's not too thick so it can dry. Before I go ahead and start painting these, I'm going to give them a little wipe down. I have some TSP. I just buy the powder and then I dilute it with water, and I have it in a spray bottle. That way it's super easy to just spray on and wipe. So unfortunately, I lost all of the clips of me actually painting the nightstands, so I just wanted to show you guys the paint I used was from Fusion Mineral Paint, and the color is Coal Black. And to brush that on, I just used this little kind of angle brush from my local Home Hardware, and it was around $10 Canadian for a pint of this paint here. With tax, it's about $28. And this will last you a really long time, and it goes on nice and smooth. I ended up painting 3 coats. So now that the paint has dried, I'm gonna go ahead and top coat these nightstands with my Varathane Poly top coat in the diamond wood finish. This is a water-based in the satin. They come in a few different finishes like gloss and semi-gloss, I believe. But I love this stuff. As you can see, I bought a big gallon of it because I use it for multiple projects. Go ahead and use a foam brush. These brushes are the best I find for this top coat. If you use a regular brush, you'll get brush strokes. This leaves a nice smooth finish. To apply this top coat, I am just brushing it all over the piece and making sure I don't have any drippage on the sides, because that will harden and it'll give you kind of a milky finish. You want to make sure you're applying a super smooth, even coat. Now that the top coat is on there, I'm gonna let that dry overnight. So now that the nightstands have completely dried overnight, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to put my hardware on. So I did a poll on Instagram, and a majority of you would like to see the gold handles. So if you are not already following us on Instagram, make sure to check that out, because I do post a lot of polls on what colors I should paint pieces, or for example this one, hardware choices. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you check that out. So because I don't have a template for handles yet, which is something I need to pick up, or if you don't have one yourself, this is a great way to line up your hardware. So I just have some printer paper, and I'm going to be making a template. So I just want to fold the paper to be the same size, and then I'm going to take this one and do the same thing. So once I have them lined up, I'm going to go ahead and tape them together. So once I have my paper taped together, I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. And now when you open it up, you have the middle part of your drawer. So then I'm going to take the handles I'm using and a marker, and I'm going to center them best I can in the middle. and I'm gonna mark where I need to drill my holes. I'm just gonna put a little arrow on this so I know this will be the left side, this will be the lower right side. Now to drill the holes, I'm gonna be using my DeWalt. I am gonna be using the 3/16 for this one. And once I got that in place, I am ready to start drilling. Okay, so I'm gonna take my template, line it up the best I can with my drawer. You could also tape this on. I'm just gonna mark my holes. Now my nightstands are complete. I'm gonna go ahead and start staging them and get a few nice photos and get them posted. Guys enjoyed today's video of making over these nightstands. I really love how they turned out. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to be coming out with a lot more DIY furniture flip videos in the future.